Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast with your hosts, Linda Scott and Sharilyn Fisher. Are you ready? Because we're starting right now, only on Stunner Radio, the heart and soul of the culture.
Hey,
hello.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. But listen, I am super excited, and I know Sharilyn is super excited, but she can't really get really excited because poor baby had a fall yesterday. She had to go to the hospital. So y'all just keep her in your prayers, and we'll just go from there. So how you feeling, girl?
I got the good drug, so that should tell you a little bit about how I'm feeling.
Okay, so welcome everybody to the Golden Square Podcast with Linda Scott and my co-host, Miss Sharilyn Fisher, who's not feeling well. But she's here and looking gorgeous. That's all that matters.
Thank you.
Before we get going, Sharilyn, guess whose birthday it is today?
Whose?
My baby Dion from Alabama. Yes, happy birthday, sugar. And
happy birthday to my beautiful niece Dion.
Yes. Love you, honey. Love you. But she is working. No, she's probably off now, but she's having a good time. You better know that much.
Wherever she is, she's having a good time.
A good time. So let's go right into our special guest for this evening, which is Dr. Meahgan Dickerson. So if our producer would bring this beauty on, we can get started.
Hello.
Hey, girl. Hey. Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. You look so pretty.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes. So everybody, this is Dr. Meahgan Dickerson, and we're going to let her tell us a little about herself, and then we're going to go into what we want to ask her.
Okay. So I am the reigning Miss Plus Intercontinental, and I am also a licensed attorney in the state of Texas. I have been since 2008. I have been a judge for the city of Houston for parking since 2017. And recently, I am now the new CEO and National Executive Director of the National Miss Plus America Pageant System.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you have a lot. Shirley, why do we always have all the guests who have all these hats?
Wearing a whole bunch of hats.
Yes, just everything. So I know we said Dr. Meahgan. And I know you said that you were an attorney, a judge, you are a reigning beauty queen. So are you a medical doctor or what?
PhD doctor?
Thank you for so I'm not either, actually. I am a Juris Doctorate.
Okay.
As an attorney, we have Juris Doctorate. So there's, MD, medical doctor, there's, PhD, and there's JD. So I am a JD, and that's the reason why I go by Dr. Meg Esquire.
Okay, tell us what a Juris Doctor is.
Yeah, thank you.
It is the Doctorate of Jurisprudence. It is the Doctor of Legal Studies.
Okay, great.
Okay. So I need her number after because I have some legal things I need to get taken care of.
Miss Linda, you got my number.
Doctor, I have a question for you because I read your bio, and when I was reading it, I was full of the good drugs. So I want to make sure I get a clear understanding. So you were. How did you go from the classroom to the courtroom? Tell us about that journey, because that's just so interesting to me.
I'm back.
Okay.
So my question was, tell me about your journey from the classroom to the courtroom.
Well, which classroom are you talking about?
Because it says in your bio you worked for HSD as a math teacher.
Yeah. Okay. So you're talking about the
teaching,
the transition from being a teacher.
Right.
Yeah, so when I graduated from college, I really did have this passion for, I loved math and I loved kids and I loved the idea of teaching. Teachers don't get paid that much.
Right, I understand perfectly.
So that was my first career, was an algebra teacher in middle school. And then, so I went to law school and became a lawyer, and I really missed the teaching aspect of things.
Okay.
So I went back and taught on the collegiate level. So I taught college algebra, which, by the way, college algebra and middle school and high school algebra is algebra.
Right.
So I went to and taught some college algebra for a little bit, and then I became a law professor.
Okay.
And I mean, just, I wear a lot of hats, and I really love the classroom. So teaching is always going to be like a part of my
classroom was the ends to a means.
Right.
At first, but then I kept going back because I really enjoyed that aspect of, sharing knowledge and, that next part. Linda's a teacher to me, and I'm sure you get the point that I'm making, that you have this information that you want to bestow or share.
Right.
And so that I can't give it up. It's always there. That's how I ended up being a pageant director, essentially.
Yeah.
I keep saying that I want to give it up, but then just like you just saying, you can't, because you see somebody doing something. No, let's do it this way. So yeah, I do understand that 100%.
Let me learn you something real quick.
Okay.
But watching Linda, I have seen so many different aspects of modeling and things and that they can be taught. People go to a fashion show and they think they're so easy, and you just get up there and you walk, and no.
The lies.
The lies. Right, Meahgan, the lies they tell.
Everybody thinks they can do it. Everybody knows Linda and I are best friends, so they'll contact me. You know who I'm talking about. Tell Linda I want to be in the fashion show. Okay, no, Linda, don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? It's crazy in that particular field, because people, first of all, just what she just said, you don't even research what is going on. So you don't research when you're going to have a casting call. You don't pick up the phone and call somebody else, because the only reason that I'm going to give her information out is because she's a daycare with special need kids. So of course I'm going to say, hey, call Sharilyn. I'm not going to say call Sharilyn and she'll tell you when I'm having a casting call. So that's the first thing that people don't do, men and women. So we just have to learn how to research whatever it is that we're looking for. Like, I want to know, what type of law do you practice? Because I need you.
And I'm the pageant attorney. I coined myself as the pageant attorney back in 2013 when I first was introduced to pageantry, because I was really the only lawyer that was here, like in this kind of space. Right. But that's not my area of expertise. I'm actually, and I have been since 2008, running a family law practice. So we do primarily family law, do a little bit of criminal defense, a little bit of personal injury, but mostly we're doing family and pageantry law. I mean, I feel like I'm coining that as a term now.
Oh, you know what? Since you said it, I didn't even know they had pageantry. I didn't know they had law. Well, I guess we need it because of the different the different branches of the pageant. So
and I call it pageantry law, but it's really production, entertainment. I mean, a lot of it falls in line with putting on a fashion show.
Right.
A lot of the legal issues that are presented in a pageant scenario are similar to what you might experience if you had models in a fashion show.
Right.
But there's no term that's been coined yet, or at least I think I coined it.
You did. Yeah, you're doing a wonderful job with it, because let me just say this to the world, that I can go to sleep probably just like you can and put a fashion show on. Just call me. I know I can tell you what to do. And I'm sure you can do that with the pageants as well. But listen, girlfriend, your job is more stressful and crazier than my production ever would be. So, Doc, yeah, I know so. When people call me and say, Miss Linda, why don't you put on a pageant? I say, why don't you say good night to me? Because that is it. It is amazing, the stuff that, and I love judging. Let me put that out there. I would rather judge for you the beauties that you present in front of us than say, let me put on a pageant.
That's
You
a lot of
have
work.
to have 1,600 hats in a beauty pageant. And
I'm great about delegating. I know my limits. I am not great at production. Like, I lean on people like you to advise me and give me guidance on things that I'm weak at. Like, I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm actually kind of weak on stage. You gave me some tips when I first met you back in 2013. You gave me some tips and guidance that I kind of started to go with, but I'm still working, right? Like 10 years later, I'm
right.
still working towards being a better version of myself, but I am not strong on stage. So I rely on people that are like you and, my next person or my, staff members. And I have to delegate. Like, I'm great at the law. I'm great at the pamphlet. I'm great at the, bringing down the law part.
Yeah.
But the production part of it, I definitely, and the management of people.
Yeah.
People management, that's a little struggle for me. So I rely on people that are good at that.
And you have a great team too. Yeah, you have a great team. So,
I do.
I can see where pageantry law would really come in, because there's so many young people who have been told you have a pretty face and you have this and you will be great as a model, you'll be great as a pageant, and they fill their heads with all this stuff that sounds really, really so good, and then they slap a piece of paper in front of them and they sign it.
Don't read it.
Well, first of all, even if they read it, they don't know what they're reading, because they have all this law words in here, all of these words in here, and also just
words. Like, they don't have to be law words. They can just be words, and people don't want to read all of them.
Don't put yeah. So beauty, sister girl. How did you go from the law to the pageants? That's what I want to know. How did that happen?
Crazy. I was laying in bed one day, not feeling great about myself, watching HBO, and HBO had this taboo series. And the one that I happened to click on was called Fat.
Okay.
And I was, I don't think I was engaged yet at the time, but I was living with the man that I ended up marrying and divorcing. And that's time. But I was transitioning into this phase of my life of complacency. And I wasn't feeling great about myself. I was the biggest that I had ever been in life. You, Linda, run a whole plus size network yourself. And so being able to own and appreciate and love even when.
She'll be right back. She's having difficulty. Watch she pop right back in and she'll complete her statement. But it's beautiful. She is, and it's a crazy world with the two, because people. Here she comes. Okay, you can finish.
So sorry, I don't know what's happening. But yeah, so I was in this transition period where I really just did not understand how to be this version of myself that I had become. This is where I am, but I don't know what to do with it. And I wasn't happy. I was fat. I was, in a relationship that, and I was about to marry this guy. And so when this taboo series came on HBO, it was all about these different aspects of being fat. Like, you can be like the stinky, sloppy, version of fat, or you could be the fabulous Miss Plus America version of fat. And so I was like, Miss Plus America, what is this? So then I pulled my laptop out and I start Googling and researching, and turns out that the Texas Plus America pageant, which was the state preliminary pageant to the National Miss Plus America pageant, was in 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. So I reached out to the director and was like, hey, maybe I'll go and watch and learn. And the director at the time, her name is Nanette Weeks.
I know Nanette. Okay.
Nanette, everybody knows. We call her Mama Nanette.
Yeah.
I call her Mama Nanette. She is one of my pageant mothers. I have 4. And actually, really, I'm on my verge of having 5, calling her Mama Linda. but the people that just, I feel like put me on this path, right? So the question was, how did I end up in pageantry? And I was watching this show. I called Mama Ned in the middle of the night, or sent a message, and she called me back. And next thing you know, I'm competing in the Texas Plus America pageant.
Oh wow!
Like 20 days away.
Wow!
And I won it, but I didn't win the national pageant. So I went and represented Texas at the national pageant, but I didn't win. I was fourth runner. I made it to finals, but I was fourth runner. But by the way, also when I went, I thought I'd already won.
And you did. You did, because
in my mind,
you won it in your head. So you had won, so you won.
I had already won.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And when I didn't, I was like, well, wait, I don't understand. Can we retabulate? Can we it was just this whole new world for me, this whole new experience. And it was an opportunity. That's how I ended up meeting you. Because I was already reigning as Miss Texas Plus America, and I wanted more. I wanted to try to be a better plus size version of myself than I had been up to that point. So I met you. I had opportunities to meet, great people in this plus size industry that I feel is still very unspoken and misunderstood.
Right.
And now I'm on a mission to make it like, a household name.
And you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I think all the girls who comes into this arena and go just what you did. I think I won. Why I didn't win? I had more points. We know, but
I felt like I looked better than she did.
Right. And my personality and my questions, but the thing.
And my mama said I was prettier on stage.
Yeah. But now, because you said that, this is what I run into when girls come to casting call. Now, I think every woman is beautiful. There's something about us that stands out. But when you come in, you are the creme. I'm like, girl, listen, that's what your mama told you, and that's what your boyfriend told you. But right now, I need you to go back with them because you're not what I'm looking for at the moment. And it's not that you was not beautiful. Sometimes we come in with that, it's me. I know you want me.
Attitude and personality.
I said it. I've said it before. I go into casting calls still with that same attitude. Well, I know they're looking for me, but if they don't get me, oh well.
That's the other half of it that you have to have.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go in with the confidence, but also prepare yourself that they might not be looking for you today.
Absolutely.
That's pageantry. Like you might have been on your A game. You might have been, 11 out of your 10. Yeah. But if the judges were looking for the other girl, then it doesn't matter if you were 12 out of 10.
Thank you. Thank you.
But attitude and personality plays a big part.
A major
part. More so than looks. It plays a major part.
Looks says, yes, you are beautiful, but you come in with the personality, you come in with the attitude and the confidence that I can do this. Just say I can do this, because you can do it because you tried. Now, once we get into the door and we start seeing some other things, okay, well, I can use her because we can do this with her, we can do that with her. So that's what we have to have going on when they come into both of these arenas, because they're the same. We walk just a little tad different, but we both walk in confidence. That's the main thing. We're walking in confidence. Now, believe it or not, in 1980 somebody, I want to say 5 or 6, 4, maybe 80. Anyway, somewhere back up in the late 80s. I entered into the Mrs. Texas pageant, and I was like, y'all want me to get in? First of all, people wouldn't know I was shy because I had the longest legs, and I knew you was looking at my legs. So,
right.
Wait, hold on, Doc. Listen. I was so shy that everybody was going to be looking at my legs. And the person who put me in this was my first designer, Ann Golden. She made my swimsuit. It was so freaking sexy. I said, this is not what pageants do. It was all off the shoulder and cut out in my hips and stuff. I was like, oh my God, they're not gonna never let me back into this arena right here. Now, no, I didn't win, but like Doc just said, I did place. And I was like, oh, I did pretty good. But do I want to ever do that again?
It's stressful.
No. I don't want to be. Let me just judge the pageants. I can do very well with that. Let me judge. Let me know what everybody's looking for. Give me my numbers, and I can make all those things happen. So I don't know what happened to Doc. I'm gonna have to go get her another computer, and I'll be right back.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. So she just blanked out on us, but
yes, I'm here.
That's those two worlds do go together, and I'm really excited about it. And like I was saying, we walk with confidence, but a pageant walk just a little different from modeling on the runway. And I can always tell, oh, okay, so you're a pageant girl. And
I gotta tell this story about how we met.
Okay.
Well, it's not necessarily how we met, but it was my first interaction with you. You had a casting call at Style Plus here in Houston, and I heard about it from another young lady, Miss Pinky. You remember her?
Yeah.
So I heard about it from her because she was kind of involved in the pageant and interested and, that sort of thing. And I was just, the Texas, not just, but I was the Texas queen at the time. So I was really trying to, give her some info about that. And she had a manager, Andrea, I think was her name at the time.
Right.
So Andrea gave me or shared with me the information about your casting call. And I was like, oh, this is right up my alley. This is the new thing. This is the new Meg.
Yeah.
So I ended up there with Miss Pink and Andrea, and we're all standing in line behind like the rounders and the racks of clothes, waiting for our walk. And you've got your little judges.
She's coming back because I
will pop right back in.
Yeah, some of these stories that these ladies tell me, I'm like, for real. Okay.
So y'all are all lined up, and and the thing about modeling is attitude, and the diva, and pageantry is more elegant and sweet and pretty. And so I just remember like the first 10 girls that had gone, they walked out with their stone face, and Andrea was standing behind y'all, and she overheard you say, or it was you that said, "Why are they so angry?" So Andrea came and told me and Miss Peach, make sure when you walk out you smile. And I was like, next. And so I came out with my whole pageant smile, like I do, ready to go, did my walk. And the very first thing you said was, I love your smile and blah, blah, blah. And when I ended up getting picked, I made it. And when we did the fittings and that sort of thing, and the designers were there at the hotel later, I walked the first time and I did my little stone face, and you were like, no, go back. Go back. Do it again, smile. And it was so like, I feel like you were making a concession because that's who I am. I'm a pageant girl. I'm not a model. And there's a difference.
It is totally different. And I was just telling Sharilyn when you went out, I'm like, some of these stories that I've heard that I did or I said to certain people, like, Sharilyn, I don't remember. Because for one, as you are a director, we're in the mode. It's about,
and there's a whole lot of them,
right? So it's a lot of things that we no, that's not it. And it always amazed me when young ladies would challenge me about the size shoes they wear. Yes, I'm like, baby, so you tell me that you wear 11. This girl was crying, and I felt no pain, but she was crying because she kept telling me that she wear a size 11. Well, sweetie, you don't wear 11 because that shoe looked like a flip-flop to you. I'm just sorry. So, but no, I wear 11 and this is 11, but I'm telling you that's the incorrect size for you. Did the person who sold you those shoes give you a shoe size? Sizer? And she was like, no, they sold me the shoes because they wanted your money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me just
And that's
say,
the only size they had.
how about that? Or that's the size you request.
Right.
And they gave you what you asked for. And
Same
of
as crystal
course,
ball
yes,
sizes.
it's a pretty shoe. So I said to, I'll just say Sharilyn. I said to Sharilyn standing in line, what size shoes do you wear? And she said a 9. I said, give that to that baby, let her wear it. Put that shoe on. If she can't wear a size 9, I'm gonna buy her a pair of shoes. She put that shoe on. She wore a size 9. I said, "Oh, thank you. I don't have to buy you no shoes, honey. I just know, looking at your feet, that shoe was too big, and that's why you can't walk correctly, because your shoes don't fit you." And I know, being in the pageants, that you have the same thing when you look at stuff that doesn't work, even though you can't make any changes, because those girls are in there, and hey, that's how you came, that's how you got to be until
I try to help. But
yeah.
I'm not a Linda Scott. I'm not a Nanette Watts. I'm not a JJ Smith. I am a lawyer. I'm a judge that happened to have won a couple of pageants myself.
But in winning a couple of pageants herself, she already know
what to do,
what not to do, and so forth and so on. I hate that she's keep going in and out, but she come right on back and tell y'all completely what's going on, because this is so interesting that we're talking about pageants, and this is the season.
Right. Because I have a parent who's running for Miss Texas, I think. And she live, eat, and breathe pageantry.
Yeah, that's how we do.
Yeah, that's them. That's them in a nutshell.
That's all she talks about. All she does. Every day she's calling me saying, "Can the baby stay? Because I got a photo shoot today." You did a photo shoot yesterday.
Yeah, but you can never find a better sisterhood than pageant.
Right.
Much better than modeling, I will say. Like, no offense, but my experience in pageantry is a sisterhood. And modeling is kind of like,
Right. The pageant sisters, they own it. They love each other. They try to help each other, but then they get mad when they don't win. I'm like, I thought you were just in love with her. I am, but I thought I was.
Because I love you up to the point where I'm gonna win.
I'm gonna win. Right.
And then if you win,
no hard feelings. I still love you, but I'm winning.
She heard me say I was gonna say that, and she said it before me.
That part.
Yeah, that part.
And well, that's why they put the earphones in your ear, and that's why they make you leave the room and all that.
We ask entirely different questions to
every time, so you cannot repeat the same question with that answer. Now I'm gonna enhance the answer that Sharilyn just gave. No, they don't do that at all. No. It's so much to learn about this right here, that people think that those kind of things happen, and they don't. They have so many questions, and I'm like, now what if I was up there and they just asked me? I know a perfect question that was asked a couple of years ago. That what do you feel about a standard judge judging a plus size pageant? Yeah. So and I was like, wow, Linda Scott, what would you have said? The girl answer was beautiful.
Yes. Constance Zaner. That's one of my pageant mothers, actually. She's great.
She was beautiful answer, because her answer was, I want her to be there because I need her to vote for me. So it's crazy how you hear these questions and go, for real, is that how that's what you would have said? You put yourself in those shoes, but you're not the one that's participating. And it's much easier for you to sit there and go, oh, this is what I would say. Or no, she shouldn't have said it that way. But her answer was beautiful. So I love pageant. I love it. But I only want to be on the opposite side.
It's hard.
It is.
Ladies, let's just take this time to take a little break, a commercial break. And
is that time already?
Yes, it is.
Oh, sorry.
Time passes fast when you're having fun.
Yes, it does. All right.
If you're looking for custom handcrafted fashion jewelry that makes a statement, look no further than Linda S. Jewelry, 1426. We specialize in quality pieces fit for any occasion. Follow us on Facebook at Linda S. Jewelry 1426 to view our inventory or to make a purchase. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Hey, welcome back with the beautiful Dr. Meahgan Dickerson. So, Doc, listen, I have a question. And it leads or piggyback off of the question or the statement that we just made about the standard. What is the difference between standard, which everyone's standard is this skinny people, and the plus size pageant? What's the difference between the two?
Really not that much, but everything. So the standard is the same. We want you to be pretty. We want you to be smart. We want you to be a great walker. We want you to be dynamic on stage, just like all of the mainstream USA and America mainstream pageants expect of their queens. And the Miss Plus America pageant, we base the interview and on-stage question as 50% of your score. So we don't want you to just be pretty and walk good and wear great clothes. We want you to be smart too, right? So we're still, and that's true for a lot of the mainstream size pageants. I think the big difference, though, or the only real difference between mainstream pageantry and plus size, or at least the Miss Plus America pageant system, and also the Miss Plus World system, is that we promote body positivity.
Right.
And we don't intend to tear anyone down. I don't care if you're like, we don't body shaming. I had an issue last year. We had a couple of queens that were slimmer, slimmer side of plus. Plus size is a range, so it's a continuum. And so we have the slimmer queens who might be body shamed for being too skinny in a plus size pageant, just like the fat girls or the chubby girls or the thicker girls or the whatever are shamed for being too big in the mainstream pageant. It's very similar in that aspect, except that we are very conscientious of body positivity.
Good. So the other question that see, that's my age. I knew I had a question. Wait, hold on. What's the question? Come on, Linda, come on back. I know.
What is
go ahead, Sharilyn.
The size of a standard model. What is the size of a standard model?
Well, 1426 is
that's it. The standard.
The difference is that the Miss Plus America pageant
and under 14 is the standard size.
Yeah, I think under 14 is not necessarily plus size.
Right. Well, here is what it is. The size from a size 8, which every woman probably trying to get to an 8. Ooh, I'm gonna get to an 8. I look good, girl. You fat. In this industry, you are fat.
Right.
So your 8 is nothing. If you're a -0 who don't eat oxtails, that's
which I do.
Yeah. So that's the difference right there in the size. Everybody wants to be a size 8, but we have to understand that what industry you're in, and a size 8 is still a plus size young lady. So anything from, and it's unfortunate that my call is from 14 to 26, but 14, you look that hourglasses look kind of thing, and is there, and I got the height, and then hopefully I got the the hourglass, but it's not that. It's a size 8. When you get to a size 8, instead of that 6 that you were shooting for, and then be careful with the 6. So, but today's world, the money that is made come from you, the young ladies who are plus size women, loving themselves, enjoying themselves, and this is who I am. God made me this big girl with these broad shoulders, and this is who I am. This is who I am. So I've had some people to get upset with me because they was like, Miss Linda, so now you've gotten bigger, so I'm sure you want to lose weight. This is the best I've felt in my entire life, being a plus size, fitting into all of my skin. Because when I looked at pictures when I was a size 4, I said, well, nobody didn't tell me to eat.
Looking anorexic.
Right.
With your back all spine all showing.
Yeah. And the only thing I had was I had I still had the big legs, but my face looked like that was a real skeleton. It was just dark skin. I said, oh no, y'all can say what you want to. All of this right here is who I am, the plus size girl, into my whole family, because everybody is big and we love being big. So how could we stop people from trying to body shame us? You can't, because you know what I say? If you go, I almost said something crazy. But if you go back and look at somebody in your family, if you go look at somebody in your family, I bet her body type looks like mine. And I bet you love her. So why would you love her and not love me?
Right.
So it's interesting that you say that, because I don't know if you noticed, well, you haven't seen me full body since last year, but I've lost 50 pounds since I saw you last. And the number one question that I'm being asked is, how you going to be skinny owning a plus size pageant? And first of all, my goal is to never be skinny. That's not the plan, but it might happen. But the reality is that plus size pageantry is about being healthy,
right,
and loving the skin that you're in. Like, first of all, you don't have to be skinny to be healthy.
Right. But I was just going to say, I was waiting on you to finish that, because the most healthier people are your plus size people.
Your plus size models.
That's that plus size arena right there. And everything that I want to do in 1426 is clean out the inside. Because once you clean the inside of that particular person, the beauty stands out. And the only thing that we're doing is enhancing
the beauty
you already have. So you can't say, oh, she's fat and she probably got diabetes and da 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 da. No, baby, no. Let's flip this thing. You're skinny with diabetes,
right?
And you have all these other illness that you're hiding. And this is who we are. My feet might be hurting because I might be carrying a little more weight. When I sit down, I'm be all right. But it's me.
But your dress size does not determine your health level.
Absolutely. So, girl, I need all of you young ladies to chime in to Dr. Dickerson and learn about. Let me ask you this question. Is it too late for them to? No. That's not the question. When is your next pageant?
So the National Miss Plus America pageant is happening like just down the street, just around the corner, July 17th through the 22nd. So we're within the 30-day mark for pageant week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's right around the corner here in Houston, Texas, at the Hilton Post Oak Hotel, right next door to Maggiano's at the Galleria area.
Okay.
And if you want to get tickets, you can get them on Eventbrite. But to answer your question, I think the question you were going to ask me, it is too late to register to compete for the national.
Okay, so if it's too late, that means you need to buy tickets so that you can figure. Oh, look at that!
Oh,
look at that! Look at that!
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look, see, that's beauty. I don't care what nobody else say. That is beauty. So
I have no interest in being in the pageantry or whatever. But the last pageant show that Linda was a judge, and I went as a vendor. I was being Linda's vendor, and just sitting there, I learned so much. So I can say, if you're interested in being in pageantry, purchase a ticket and just go sit down and listen and learn.
Yes.
You will learn so much. You will learn. Yeah,
and I think that would enhance your self-esteem as well, because the whole thing of 1426 means when I go to Fashion Week in Miami and New York and all those places, and I saw people who look just like my arm, the whole body was my arm size, and I saw nobody in there that looked like me. These pageants have women who look like you.
Yes.
All shapes, all size, whatever handicap that they claim they have. What? Did y'all not see this young lady right here strut her stuff and then she won? What?
Yeah.
Or then she placed? Come on, people. This is where we have to stop saying, I can't, and say, I will.
We're breaking down walls.
Right.
We're changing the narrative.
Exactly.
My goal ultimately is that plus size pageantry. I mean, while I do own, the best plus size pageant in the world.
All right.
I'd love to see plus size girls competing in mainstream pageants and winning. Not just competing, but also out there killing it.
Killing it. And you know what? You had a judge that made the statement, and she was a standard judge. And she made the statement, "Oh my God, I need to go eat." These girls are absolutely gorgeous. And when she said that, I was like, "Oh, so you're looking at a real woman, huh?" And it was only because she was a judge that I could make that statement to her.
Yeah.
But to know that these people are sitting there looking at these young ladies going, "Wow, how beautiful, how intelligent," because you forget that a plus size girl is either your sister, your mama, your minister, your counselor, your banker. We are intelligent. It's not the outside that make us look different, that we can't do anything, period. Because my brain is the same size as yours, and it might work a little bit better than yours. So we have to learn how to just speak up for ourselves. That's the main thing. Just speaking up for ourselves. That's a great way to begin in this here whole plus size community, period. I was just in Atlanta this weekend, and they had a documentary on Fat is Fashion by Mr. Davis. Oh my God. It was everything. And her panel was amazing. I can't wait to get it. She was in London. She was in Atlanta. I think her next stop is New York. But she got out this theater, and some of the pictures I post, but it was so many. But it was just amazing to hear that I want to do better. And this particular designer, which is the person who did this documentary, said the reason that she covers her model's face was so that you can see her body, and you can see that she does the job. She's selling you on this garment, and you're not going to look at her face and go, "Oh, she's pretty for a fat girl." How about she's pretty for a person? She's a woman. How about that? So that weekend was that it was everything. It was absolutely everything. I think we should have more people there. We have to learn how to support this industry. That's what we're lacking. Just this is my view. That's what we're lacking. I think that's what we need to push out a little bit more on how to, so we don't get caught up in the skin that I'm in. It's fat and you're skinny. That's not it. I think just like you. I think I was taught 1 and 1 is 2, just like you. So why can't I stand next to you, one beautiful woman to another beautiful woman?
Well, because we have to stop letting people tell us what's beautiful to us, or what's right to us. We have spent so many years allowing the fashion and beauty industries to tell us what we should like.
Right.
And fashion and beauty industry, they only like the skinny girl, the skinny white chick back in the day.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because growing up, and all of us, I think, are in the same area, but growing up, our grandmothers was putting on girdles before all this spank and all these other things came around. Why can't we continue to do that? Why can't we? Why wouldn't we want to do that? I want to hold all that stuff in. I'm gonna tell my other, whoever he may be one day, baby, look, watch out, because I'm gonna let all this out.
And it's gonna look like a busted can of biscuits in a minute.
Right.
Don't judge me, but I did look good in that dress earlier, right?
Yeah, didn't I walk side you like the woman that you wanted? Now we home.
Not side you, not walk side you.
And you were so proud. Your chest was all sticking out again, though. So
don't be mad.
Don't be mad.
When you unzip me out of all this stuff.
Hey, ladies, let's stop for another quick commercial break. We will be right back.
Right back. Thank you so much.
If you live in Houston and surrounding areas and are in need of quality childcare, contact Cuckoo's Treasures today. We provide professional childcare in a caring and nurturing environment. Do you work second or third shift or don't have a typical schedule? Cuckoo's Treasures can assist you. We're open 24 hours and some weekends. Give us a call today at 346-313-9064. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So, Doc, let me ask you this question. Now, I know the pageants, everybody's pretty and da-da-da. But
Right.
what are the benefits of competing in a pageant?
I'm gonna qualify. I've never competed in a mainstream pageant before myself, but I have competed in the Miss Plus America pageant that I now own, and I've competed in the Miss Plus World system that I'm now reigning for a couple of times. And what I know for sure, for me, and what I have seen in a lot of my queens is this transition, this ability to see yourself at the very best level that you can be. It doesn't matter what your size is, right? So for me, it's not about plus size versus mainstream pageantry. Pageantry in general, for me, means presenting the very best version of yourself that you can be. And, this whole theory about, fake it till you make it. This is real life. Like we all do that.
Right.
But you're not just faking it, kinda. If you got some eyelashes, if you got some lip liner, if you got some weave, if you got a good dress, if you got a good girdle, if you got an Uber, whatever helps you be a better version of yourself, we should in life, in my opinion, strive for it. Just to make yourself feel better. Wow. And then when you finally arrive there and you're not faking it, then you just continue to be this great version of yourself. You don't need to have money to be a great version of yourself. That's what I think pageantry does for people.
I think one of the biggest benefits is the sisterhood.
Yes.
Yes.
When
I said one of my parents is in the pageantry, and anytime she needs something, let me call one of my pageant sisters. Let me call one of my pageant sisters. She lost her job. Her company closed down, and the next day her pageantry sisters had found her job. Come work for me. She had jobs coming from everywhere. Every one of them are intelligent women on their own companies.
Right.
Come work for me. She says, but I don't know how to do that. I will teach you how to do that.
Right. Right.
It's the sisterhood.
That network, for sure. Because my pageant sisters have a judge and a lawyer as a pageant sister. And not to say that I'm the greatest pageant sister ever, but that's one of their resources. I've got pageant sisters that are accountants, that are, line them up, right? People that make t-shirts. Matter of fact, one of my pageant sisters made this jacket that I'm wearing. Like, just all kinds of opportunities and access to a network that the network is fantastic.
Period. I know you keep saying that you own the pageants. Which one? The national who?
Miss Plus America pageant.
Okay, so are you still competing, or are you only strictly now behind the scenes?
That's a great question, because let me tell you what happened. I competed, so I already won the Miss Plus America pageant system has 3 divisions, Miss, Ms, and Mrs. So in 2017, I won the Mrs. Plus America title, right? The National Miss Plus America, Mrs. Plus America title. And then I decided to compete in another system called the Miss Plus World.
I don't know, but she's gonna come back and tell us, because I really want to know that. Is she only behind the scene, or is she still competing? She's still
pageantry. I don't see how she could.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. So I competed in the Miss Plus World system. They sound similar, but they're different systems. And I lost. And I don't lose well. I'm not one to like lose and just be like, okay, fine, that's it. No. I'm gonna lose and come back and win.
Right.
So in 2020, I decided I was going to come back and win, but then, COVID hit. And so there was virtual pageants. So I ended up waiting until the Miss Plus World pageant was live again. But in that interim, in that time frame, I ended up buying the Miss Plus America pageant system. So now, like, right when I'm competing and, you know, right when I'm a brand new director for the National Miss Plus America system, all of these things happen at the same time. So I ended up winning the Miss Plus World pageant. I'm Miss Plus Intercontinental 2022. About to give up my
congratulations.
reign. Thank you. About to give up my reign after the Miss Plus America pageant. So I'll still be reigning when Miss Plus America pageant happens next month. But I'm retired. Like, like I own, like I said, the biggest, the best, the most important, the most premier, the most everything. Obviously, I'm biased.
Right.
In the world.
Just a little bit.
But I'm reigning in a worldwide, world-renowned plus pageant system as well, and I want to make sure that that pageant is represented as it should be. But for me, oh my goodness, like I only need so much pageantry in my life on top of judging and attorneying and, you know, all of the, you know, the things
right
that
goes with
keep
it.
the lights on.
Right.
So yeah, no, I'm definitely done.
Oh, so you are done after this it, I'm done. No more.
I say I'm gonna retire. Maybe I'll get on your runway again here and there, maybe just to fill that void. But
my last show is November 5th this year. Hello,
Coach Mile.
Do you want me? Can I come?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Count me in. So I'm there.
You're there. All right. So that's not an issue. But how do you cast for the pageantry? How do you get your ladies?
So we have so Miss Plus America is a national pageant system. And what that means is that we have state level pageants that are qualifiers to compete at the national level. Now, we don't have 50 state pageants. We have, at this point, I think we have 6. And if you live in a state where there is a Miss Plus America state pageant, then you have to compete in that and win it first before you can compete in the national pageant. But if you, like, for instance, are from California, which, you know, we don't have a state pageant in California. We don't have one in Washington. There are, you know, obviously lots of states we don't have a state pageant. Then you can come in as an at-large delegate. And the way that you get an at-large title is you fill out the application, and then I call you. Dr. Meg calls you, and we have an interview. And after the end of the interview, determine if I'm going to extend you the title that you're asking for. So it's kind of an interview process.
So if they come from California where there's no state pageant, and they call you and they interview at large, then you would say they compete with you as Miss California. Okay, great. Okay.
After she interviewed them, so that's how I want to know. How do you? Because I know we do the casting call. So how do the pageant get their girls? Where are they getting them from? I want her to come back on because I have another question in reference to.
There she is.
Okay, so thanks. So the other question. Oh. See why you left me. I can't.
She's having a senior moment.
I am. So that because there's so many
questions.
Is
it the interview process to get the title?
Right. So in the interviewing, I'm what kind of I don't know if you can say what kind of questions are being asked to so what kind of questions
without actually giving the question?
Well, I mean, it's not a secret. I mean, it's not like it's a private interview, but and also as a business owner and a judge and an attorney, I've interviewed people before in life, right? So, and I also appreciate that the Miss Plus America pageant system, we are known for asking some of the hardest interview and onstage questions.
You are.
Right? You know this.
Yes.
So what I don't want to do is set somebody up, right? Like you call me up and you don't know how to piece together an intelligible sentence, then I'm going to encourage you to, hire a dictation coach or, maybe do a little bit of grammar research because it's not just automatic. And so the very first part of this interview process is to, just figure out how do you interview, because with 50% of your score being based on interview, it's almost an unfair fight if I take your money to compete as Miss, Timbuktu, and you again don't know how to piece together an intelligible sentence. You don't have a prayer, and that's not fair.
So I assume your question is not how do you solve world peace?
Well, but it is though.
That is a question that I have heard, and I'm going, ooh,
we start with grammar, and then we end with the tough political questions.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Like, a question about Roe v. Wade or the presidential election of 2000, whatever, we will ask it.
Right. And so it's best to be on that current affair.
Yeah, you definitely need to be up on current affair. But sometimes, I've even instructed my judges to ask questions, maybe even make up a question that, is not even real life, just to figure out how this delegate is going to respond to a question that he doesn't know the answer to.
Wow.
That's how challenging Miss Plus America is.
Yeah, right.
See how they can critically think through a question. Right. Yeah.
Even if you don't know the answer, what do you do?
I know you stated that there's three, like the teen, the Miss, and the Mrs. Am I correct?
Well, so back when I competed, there were 3 divisions: Miss, Ms., and Mrs. But there is, now that I have taken over, we have brought back the teens.
Oh,
and also this year, you may or may not know this, Miss Linda, we have littles this year.
Oh, that is interesting, because I was just about to ask you, what is the age limit? Even though you're saying Miss, teen, Miss, whoever, where do I stop? Where do you stop with the age?
We start at 4 and we don't stop.
Oh wow!
Oh,
wow. So the little Miss Plus America division is 4 to 7. The preteen Plus America, and you don't have to be plus size to be a little part of the little. So the little Miss Plus America 4 to 7, not plus size, and the Miss Preteen Plus America is from 8 to 12. Again, not plus size. The teen Miss Plus America starts at 13 and goes all the way up to 17. That's the teen division. The MISS Miss division starts at 18 and goes all the way up to 29. The Ms. division starts at 30 and there's no cap. And then the Mrs. division is you have to have been married. You have to be married and you have to be at least 20.
Okay. At least 20. Okay. Where do I fall? I am in between.
Well, you're not married, so you can't married. So you're the one right below that.
Oh, okay. I'll just be the judge. All right, so that's where I fall. So we're getting close to the ending of the show. I hate this show is going over, but listen, tell the people a little about the pageant that's going to take place on whatever day it is next month, and where they could get their tickets, because everybody needs to come and not only just see the beauty of the outside, but just enhance what is on the inside of themselves.
And if you're interested in pageantry, come and you will learn. I learned a lot just being there in the atmosphere. So if you're interested in pageantry, come and learn.
And another thing, are you looking for volunteers? I know you say that the closing, they can't participate as a pageantry, but are you looking for volunteers? Are you still looking for help at all?
We definitely are looking for vendors and sponsors. And if you want to come and volunteer, then, my number is everywhere. It's 2816-86-MEG. Call me, text me, email me, and we'll talk about how you can be involved and watch and play or whatever. But a lot of times people are just trying to figure out what it is and where they fit in. You don't even know yet. You've already, Miss Linda, you've already figured out that you are great at judging.
That's it.
And vending, by the way, right? So you have to find your space.
Right. Okay, so that's what I really want to know about, because I know in every production we all need volunteers and what you said, vendors and sponsors. We need all of this to make this go on. And Houston is the city, and we are still growing. And I can't wait till you have the world and everybody else here with the pageants, because it's so needed. We're so needed. What about? Oh, don't let us go. What about if we go to the schools and you do you do that? honey left. Come on back, gal, and answer that question.
It's 8:00. It's time for us to end.
No, wait. I got to have her to answer that question. Do you go to the schools?
And, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can definitely reach out to me, find me, and any of my queens. We love to make appearances.
Oh, great. Okay. So I'm ready. I know I know I don't want it to end. And I am so grateful that you came in to enlighten us on all of this about the beauty queens. But you also told us that you are smart, intelligent, beautiful, caring, all of these things, and being a lawyer and a beauty queen. So I just want to say thank you for coming on, giving us your time.
Thank you so much.
If you ever need us, we're here for you, and whatever that we can do. Sharilyn, you can go ahead and be a participant.
Maybe we should invite her back just before the pageant.
Yes,
that would be great. That would be great. That would be great.
And next time I'll have my regalia on.
Oh, wow. That would be great. Yes.
I just want to wear it one time. Oh, but you can't let nobody else put it. Oh, really, girl? Can I take a picture in it?
Yes, ma'am. And I am going to make sure that happens at MPA week.
Oh, girl, listen. Great. Okay, look. Oh, girl, listen. Okay, thank you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining Sharilyn and I tonight with the Dr. Meahgan Dickerson, and hope we have enlightened you on something and that we care so much about you. And we'll see you again next week with our special guest. Doc, don't go anywhere. We'll be right. Oh, no, we won't be back. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.